Welcome to Behind the Biz. Today we have a very special guest. We have Edmund here from founder of Inside Scoop. Welcome.
Thank you. Morning, guys.
So it's a new format that we're trying, or we think will work. It's we're talking about ideas or what happens behind the business. So most of us only see the front or the storefront, and we've been getting requests or a lot of hits on what happens behind the business. So today we're going to talk a bit about what's behind Inside Scoop.
So if you ever had any questions about like when you
The
go
real
to
inside scoop. That's what
The
you
real-
want.
the
real.
inside scoop on the inside scoop.
Yeah. What's the real
excellent.
Inside Scoop, right?
You want the real inside scoop. Yeah. So if you ever wanted to find out what happens behind the counter, behind the walls, behind the kitchen, behind the factory, behind the boardrooms, then
Yes.
this is the show that we're going to try and explore all of that.
Yeah.
So Edmund, we know that you don't give very many interviews, so thank you so much for being here with us today.
No worries.
Yeah. And the first jumping off point that we wanted to go through is starting at the beginning. Okay. So you and your wife, Shuli, started this business. She's an actuarist and you're an investment banker.
Yep.
How did this happen?
We always knew that, or not we, I always knew that I wanted to do my own business at some point in time. So very early in my career, it's been structured in such a way where we have very little financial commitments, high level of savings so that we have enough firepower to start our own business. And that time, it wasn't like entrepreneur or anything, right? You just want to open a business, you start a business. Like entrepreneurship is really very old at that point. You got a lot of people starting their own business anyway. So fundraising also wasn't so common. It was a lot larger scale. It wasn't like, oh, here's like equity crowdfunding and all that stuff that's available to people today. So we knew that we needed some level of savings and runway to be able to start our business. So we started planning from there. And when the time came, I was on the cusp of directorship. I was on the cusp of like my financial career, my investment banking career really taking off. And I knew that if I didn't leave then, it would have been harder and harder to leave because the opportunity cost would have been higher and higher. It's already high at that point in time. So we felt that at that point in time, the stars were aligned. There was an idea that we thought could work, and we just went for it.
At that stage, how much money do you think that you needed to start the business? Did you guys have an idea already? Like, did you guys do a plan, obviously? Or?
We sort of had enough to fund our first 1 or 2 or 3 outlets on our own.
Okay.
And then from there on, it was see how it goes lah. If we lost money in the first 3 outlets, we wouldn't have been able to go ahead. So we did plan for the 3 outlets, for the 3 or 4 outlets to be very sustainable and self-funding, so that we can continue to number one, invest our time in it, which is actually the largest cost for us. And the second one is if the business needed more money, we're happy to plow more of our savings into it. So that was also a large part of our risk assessment. Don't forget that this was a time when people around us, or our colleagues and our peer, they are also progressing in their careers, right? And everyone is progressing, and you go like, hey, I basically took zero pay for the first 3 years of 2.5-3 years of our career at Inside Scoop. And then with the business needing the money to grow and more outlets, we basically took no money off the table.
Yeah.
So we were drawing down our savings. So opportunity cost is there, time is running out, but it worked out lah. So we are glad. It worked out.
Yeah, that more than worked out, right?
Yeah.
But I guess maybe bring us through what was like maybe the first 3 years taking no salary. What's the fear and that?
I think as I said, the biggest issue for me is opportunity cost. At some point in time, after you leave banking long enough, you won't be able to go back. At least not to where you can't like, I hit the pause button, I start, and then I go back and then start continue where I left off. It doesn't work that way, right?
Yeah.
What would you say the span is? 2 years?
I would say 2 years, 3 years. 2 years, 3 years is sort of there, but you do have the right skill set still, so you may have to take a backseat and all that stuff. So that was one of the biggest issue. But peer pressure is the other one, people are progressing in their life, people are developing their careers. You are there, so you really have to be we had to be very confident in ourselves that there will be something at the end for us, and we felt that there was something that was worth fighting for.
How long have you been married at that point in time?
We were not married at that point in time when we started the business. So I started the business with my ex-girlfriend,
Oh, right, okay.
who is now my wife.
Yes. Clickbait.
Clickbait. So we start, but we've been going out for the longest time together anyway. Yeah, it was always on the cards.
And you guys pulled together your resources as a business.
We started the business with me, Shuli, and Derek started the business together.
Okay.
Derek is an ex-colleague, also from Macquarie. I sat behind Derek in the office. So Derek was having a cigarette downstairs, and he was talking about leaving. I was talking about leaving, what we were going to do, and we just clicked and say, hey, let's do something together.
Right.
And then we just went from there. We just went for it. Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, they say the stats of first year starting your business, 9 out of 10 businesses fail.
Yeah.
But I think if you drive down to the specific sectors, F&B is probably one of the highest
F&B, yes, correct. Because
failure
F&B,
rates, right?
the barrier to entry is very low.
Yeah.
Anybody with a walk and a hand can start a business, right? If
Yeah.
you think about it in theory. So it is quite a competitive business. Everybody can cook. Everybody can make amazing products when you have one store.
Yeah.
Scaling is the difficult one.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you can't make money from one store, you shouldn't be in F&B anyway, we think. It should be relatively easy to at least break even in the first store. The question is, will you be able to scale beyond that? And that's always been the challenge for most F&B players.
But did anyone have like an F&B background
None of us had an
apart
F&B
from cooking at home?
Derek's aunt had bought over an ice cream business, but just purely as an investor. We had access to the machines, and that was it. So we were left to figure things out on our own.
Right.
Via YouTube or?
No, YouTube was okay then. It had some answers, but there was definitely no ChatGPT. There was definitely nothing like that. I remember we had to hunt high and low for this book called The Secrets of Ice Cream, like Secrets Las Halados or something, which is a Spanish book, and it tells us a lot of the formulation and all the things that we can go about. Then after that, Shuli went to Italy to learn how to make ice cream from the gelato makers.
Right,
And
wow.
then from there on, we just came back and then we started and we ran with it, and we continued to refine it.
So paint me that picture, like at that point in time, had you guys already pulled money into a company and started spending out of that?
As I said, the biggest issue for us is that we've left our jobs.
Yeah.
We've left also, I haven't left my job yet. Derek has left his job. Shuli has left her job. And I was on a sabbatical. So we were looking for a shop house. The moment we signed the lease, then we just ran for the hills already. We don't ran for the hills. We ran to the finish line already.
Right.
So the shop lot was the first big commitment. You started
the big like catalyst for us to start.
Yeah. Before that, was there any sort of tension of you taking a sabbatical and the rest of the two of them having resigned already?
So if I remember the timeline correctly, Derek has resigned. There was talks that Shuli will resign when we signed a place and it got serious.
Okay.
And then I was on sabbatical.
Yeah.
I was on a 6-month sabbatical, which is on my 9-year anniversary.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah lah. So I mean, having started a few businesses before, I mean, when at that stage when the commitment levels are not clear,
yes,
is there that kind of tension?
There is some level of tension. The tension was when I had to resign. And that was 1 year into the business. That was the biggest tension.
Yeah.
For me personally, obviously.
Yeah.
Why? Because you didn't want to. You wanted to resign, or
because it was all in, ma.
Right. Yeah.
It was really all in already, ma. Savings is in. At first was just savings. Yes, you have a job, ma.
Yeah.
And later on is like
all in.
My all in, my time cost.
Would you recommend that to entrepreneurs that either you go all in or you don't?
For me, it's either all or nothing, lah. You have to commit to it, lah. That's my point of view, lah. But it may not have worked out for everyone. Again, we are lucky that it worked out. If it didn't work out, it could have been totally different, right?
Sure.
Like
History is written by the victors, lah.
Yeah.
So a bit hard to get the lessons from there. But yeah, that part, I mean, I'm familiar with that, of different levels of tension. Commitment between founders can be quite problematic,
yes.
right?
But I always felt that if we wanted this to be big, we had to commit our time.
Of course.
Hiring third-party managers, we may not have hit as hard as we would like.
So paint a picture to other people out there who are thinking of doing this, right?
Yes.
From the time that you leave your job and put in money to the time that you see the money coming in,
Yes.
how long are we talking about here for you?
So again, we were very lucky because you must understand the structure that we set up for ourselves. We live fairly normal lives. We don't spend a lot of money. At that point in time, our savings could last us for a very long time. We were very lucky to be in that position, but it was also by design. So it puts us in a position where we can take that risk,
Mm.
or we have that ability to take that risk, and we don't need money from the business to fund us,
Mm.
at least in the next,
2-3 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
So money was not the objective. Growing the business was the objective.
Right.
And even today, we don't look at money as the objective as well. We still look at growth, personal growth, time as the harder currency compared to like dollars and cents,
Mm.
right? We look at financials as a byproduct of good processes, good business decisions, good people, as opposed to this is my revenue target and then we go for it. Of course, it's a byproduct lah. It's a byproduct.
And then from a practicality standpoint, was there a point where the three of you would say, okay, we would have tried this for 1 year. If we didn't hit this particular target, we'll just say,
Got a few thresholds that we had at the back of our minds lah.
for example?
Thresholds was like, at what point in time do you have to pull the plug lah? But we never really got serious. But it was at the back of our minds lah.
Not discussed between the three of you.
Not really discussed lah.
But
No.
did you
We would
ever
softly
come-
discuss like, hey, 2-3 years, if it doesn't work, we go back to work lor.
Okay,
That-
so
that's
roughly lah, 2-3 years
that
lah. Okay,
roughly
okay.
that.
Did it ever come to a point where you thought you might need to pull the plug?
No lah, there were difficult moments where I didn't want to do it, but not until pull the plug lah.
No, I mean, were there close? Like, what are moments where you say, okay, maybe we're getting close to pulling the plug?
No lah, for us it's just got problem, deal with it rather than think about you.
So never
turning
give
it.
up, ah?
For sure, never give up.
Okay.
Just keep going.
Would you guys say that you had a fairly good run in terms of running a business?
We had a very lucky run. To say that we're super good, we're not bad, but we are very blessed with support. We're very blessed with luck. I think luck played a huge element. You asked us to restart the business today again. I don't know if we can do it or not. I don't even know if it's repeatable. But luck definitely played a very big luck.
Can you give an
hard-
example of the luck that you had?
Yeah, give us a...
I think our first store when we first started, like quite a popular blogger came in on the very first day as a very first customer.
Wow.
So he came in. He was
Who
very
is it?
what's his name?
Kenisia.
No. The guy.
Way back when.
I cannot remember his name now. It will come to me. When it comes to me later.
Then we post like, yeah.
And I think his review is still out there. His review is still out there.
Right.
So he came in, and then after that, Malay Mail wrote a very nice review for us. Kang Yi wrote a very nice review of us. And then we were consistent. We had time to iterate our recipes. We were not perfect at the start. We had time to iterate. The structure that we had was good internally. Shuli, Derek, and I had a very good working dynamic. I was working in an investment bank Monday to Friday, taking a flight back from Singapore on a Friday night, going back on a Monday morning. Like
Wow.
it was brutal. That year was brutal, right? But we had a structure that allowed us to persevere,
Right.
to keep
Wow.
going at it.
So that means that after sabbatical, you actually went back to work for a while.
Yeah, I went to work. I went to work for about a year.
Did your employers know that you had
Yeah, no, it was full disclosure.
Okay,
right?
okay.
They knew.
So you said luck was... one example of luck was on the first day you opened...
Everything went smoothly for us. I'm very
Right.
grateful for how smoothly it went for us.
Right.
That's the way that I would describe it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the ice cream specifically. You guys got that book, right? And then you had a factory.
We made ice cream from the back of our Bangsa store.
Oh, but I
At
thought you had your aunt, some Derek's auntie had
Derek's aunt had a gelato business in Singapore. So before we started, we got access to having that machine to just play around with it.
like what Rennie did with my burger lab and Rick.
Yeah, sort of that. So we just borrowed the kitchen. Oh, this is what we can have, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
So how long did you guys experiment with that and then move to
Maybe we
home?
went there once, twice.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
most of it was made in house, in house.
Yeah. Everything, all the R&D was made in house. It didn't get serious until we signed a lot.
With just
With the
a
home
commercial.
machine,
commercial.
yeah, like one of those home machines, desktop
Oh.
machines. Yeah,
Wow. And that's how you all learned how to make ice cream, lah. Just by
that's
trial
how
and
we
error.
experimented. And then Shuli went to gelato school in Italy,
Yep.
and from there on, we learned how to make it commercially.
Yep.
And then from there, we
Did you
started-
guys... was there a lot of ice cream you guys ate in the beginning? Or was it like, okay, here's like a taste... Here are my 20 taste testers to tell me what
we
they
still
think.
eat a lot of ice cream every day now, so it hasn't stopped.
Dream
It
job,
hasn't
right?
stopped. It hasn't stopped. But we started, if I remember correctly, I think we started with 12 flavors.
12 flavors.
I think we
right.
started with 12 flavors. So if you look at our early pictures, it was very gelato inspired. You
Yeah.
still see the waves on top, like it was fairly soft.
Yeah.
It was fairly basic.
Yeah.
We had a few flavors with toppings, but it was like chocolate, durian, not cempedak, chocolate durian.
I remember the
vanilla.
Cempedak.
Cempedak was a bit later. Cempedak was 6 months later. I think.
Valrhona, right? One of the first
Yeah,
ones.
it was still there. And
Yeah,
Valrhona,
yeah.
we had a big inverted comma debate over who we should use now. which chocolate we should
Oh,
use.
right.
Right.
Barona was not that mainstream then. Barona is even more expensive now, but Varona is a very expensive chocolate, right?
Yeah,
And it wasn't
yeah,
that
yeah.
mainstream then.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're debating whether to use Varona or not, whether people appreciate it.
So did you just curious? Did you have a target audience in mind? Because you said your first shop was in Bangsa.
Right.
For those not familiar, Bangsa is
Then,
more
then was
premium,
the then was the happening place lah.
yeah
More
happening in
place.
premium lah, a bit more
Yes.
premium. Did you have a specific target audience in mind when you were creating these products?
Like young people, old people, rich,
Yeah,
poor.
we were the word then was hipster lah. I think you call it hipster now. You know, people know that you're a 80s kids 80s kid lah, right? We were targeting the hipsters then, like people like you guys, like at that point in time who were in your late 20s.
I don't think I qualified, man.
late 20s, early
Yeah.
30s, like a bit more lifestyle.
Yeah.
From there
Chinese
on.
people cannot grow beards, so cannot be hipster fully also.
But you know, because why I'm asking is that some businesses say, look, you know what, that's the only niche that I want to say target, and then that's what I can be really good at,
Yes.
and put my focus into
At the
that.
start, no? You have
At
to
the
start
start.
somewhere lah. You have to start
Okay.
somewhere, and that was the target that we wanted to start with.
Okay. And has that changed over time?
We try and be more accessible to 60% of the Malaysians now. We don't try and address only that 5, 10, 20%. We try and address 60, 70% of the population.
Right.
And
So
how-
originally, I think it's more affluent, right?
Before that was more affluent because of the price point as well. We started with, I think it was 750 or 8 ringgit. 750, I think. 750 plus 150, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it?
For premium flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, today, and this was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Today we are only at 990 plus 150. So the price difference is not that big. If you think about it, the price has doubled. Like 10 years, you would have doubled your money, right?
Right.
We are not double. We're only like 1.3 times. So
Okay.
we didn't increase price as aggressively as inflation. Yeah. So our
okay.
product is more accessible to the mass now.
I see.
To the masses now.
So speaking about pricing, did you guys get the pricing the right the first time around? Do you think? And how did you do that? Because often, like if you're a first-time entrepreneur or whatever, pricing is something that is a little bit subtle, right? Like knowing what the consumer is willing to pay for a product, and the balance between selling more or getting higher margin.
You only get that insight in hindsight now.
Yeah.
You have to just try and adjust accordingly. And we, again, as I said, we were quite lucky. The price point was not bad. People can accept that price point. It was a bit expensive, but it was benchmarked against the international brands. So we were one of the few local players that actually benchmarked against the international brands like Haagen-Dazs and Baskin-Robbins.
Like, Last Polka was one of the other ones, right?
Yes, Last Polka, but Last Polka didn't have a shop. Last Polka was more like
Distribution.
and cups.
So when you started, since you mentioned about benchmark, did you say, I want to be like say Ben & Jerry's, or was there a benchmark that you guys had in mind?
The benchmark we had in mind then was, again, I like to simplify things. We just look at over a course of 5 years, 10 years. We want to be mentioned in the same line as Baskin-Robbins and Haagen-Dazs. So I like to simplify things. So for us, success metric would be in 5 years' time after we start, if you mention Ben & Jerry's, you mention Haagen-Dazs. Not Ben & Jerry's, Baskin-Robbins.
Baskin, yeah.
You mentioned Haagen-Dazs and you mentioned Inside Scoop, we would have done our job. So that was just what we were going for.
Okay.
I think you guys did your job.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so. I'm pretty glad that we
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
did,
I mean, as a Malaysian brand as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get down into the nitty-gritty of it. Flavors.
Yes.
So flavors is an interesting topic because there's so many variables here. So the first question is, how do you come up with new flavors? That's a fairly straightforward question.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just make whatever we feel like making.
So
but there is some thematics around, some ideas. People may throw ideas around. We see what's trending in the market. We'll throw it out. More often than not, we would already have that flavor in place. We just need to modify it a bit.
are there flavor meetings?
There are flavor meetings. There are flavor brainstormings.
How often?
Quite often.
Oh.
Quite often.
Like once a month?
More often than that. More often than
Wow.
that.
And how often do you actually launch new flavors?
We launch new flavors every 4 to 6 weeks. Every 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow.
Every 1 or 2 months we'll launch.
So
a new
is
flavor.
there? So maybe the question is there a process to product innovation or flavor innovation in your
The
case?
process is to just put out new flavors.
Is there a department?
There is Shuli that hits it up together with a few of us in the ice cream. We just make it and then we put it out. We make it, then we put it out, then we take it down. That's it.
So when you say you make it, like you put it on all your stores?
Yeah, we put it in all our
simultaneous, or
stores
do you guys
and then
test it out? Or
We put it so we have a lot of seasonal stuff. So Like for example, we have one Christmas just ended. Christmas ended like I think last week. And then after that is Chinese New Year. After Chinese New Year will be Raya. After Raya will be something else. So we just keep putting new flavors out.
Oh. Okay.
And putting new flavors out means you have to delete one flavor because limited
We delete
space,
the
right?
previous one.
So the only flavors
Oh.
that change are the seasonal flavors.
We have some on rotation and some seasonal. So rotational flavors change, not as high frequency as seasonal, but seasonal will change in and out.
Give us an example of a rotational flavor.
Rotational flavor, for example, it may be
Cempedak.
like no, cempedak is seasonal. Cempedak is as in seasonal in the sense that you can't get the fruit. Seasonal in the sense that you can't get the fruit.
Okay,
like
okay.
Rotational would be like, for example, peanut butter jelly. It may just go out of fashion.
Okay.
Then we just replace it with peanut butter cup or something else. We may just move things in and out.
But do
Right.
you have like I guess like do you have customers that because I always go and order the same thing.
Yeah.
They're like you can give me 310 flavors or
Yes.
500 flavors.
You
but
chocolate lah.
Yeah, it's only the one flavor.
My
And then when
wife,
you delete
yeah.
that flavor, do you get upset customers?
You get a bit of upset customers. To me, an upset customer is when they walk out empty-handed or when they throw a fit in store lah. Right? So far we don't have people that throw a fit in store because they don't have that flavor lah. People may get a bit upset, but you just tell them, hey, try this instead.
Yeah.
Usually they will accept. But we can't fit all our flavors in the freezer. That's the reality of it, right?
Yeah.
So what's
To
the
us, addressing the 98% is more important than the 1%.
Okay,
But once in a while, we'll still make the old flavors and then hopefully we'll be able to reach out to that customer.
Right. Okay.
what's the shelf life for ice cream?
For our ice cream, 3 to 6 months for food safe. Actually, 1 year or so, no problem.
Okay.
But we like the ice cream to be consumed within a month or two.
So generally you only keep a month's supply in your store.
2 weeks.
2 weeks in your stores. To distribute across how many outlets now?
70 plus minus.
70.
Wow,
65, 70.
huge.
Yeah.
Just,
Damn.
so coming back to the process for innovating on flavors, right? Is there like, okay, guys, every Tuesday
No,
we
there's
meet,
no cadence like that. It's basically what's trending in the market. Like last year was Dubai chocolate. Everyone was like pistachio kunafa, right? Everyone was pistachio kunafa. And before that was tiramisu. And tiramisu is not new, right? Tiramisu has come and gone like, I don't know, 1,000,000 times or
Yeah.
1,000 times.
Mm.
So it's just what's trending in the market.
But how do you find that trend? Like I say I wouldn't know what's the trending flavor or what's
Yeah.
the trending color.
I feel like the question is like kind of like, correct me if I'm wrong, you're asking about like the structure versus the magic kind of.
Yeah, is it an
balance.
art or a
Yeah.
process?
Not really, it's not really hard coded, right? It's just, hey, this is trending. Let's put it out. And we try.
But
lah.
who says that?
the
Shuli
team,
would say
no,
it.
the team tells us what they want. This is what we think can sell. Then we just try.
I find it quite interesting that the three of you came from quite a corporate background, you would
Yes,
say, right?
Yes.
And it sounds like the culture is very casual.
Ice cream is a sold product. It's not a bought product. You don't go there to fill your stomach, unlike chicken rice. Right?
Mm.
Ice cream or desserts is a discretionary spending. So we have to give you what you want, what you are looking for.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's amazing that you scaled from 2 to 3 branches to 70, and now you do retail ice creams with Farm Fresh,
Yes.
and you're still doing this rather loose
I enjoy it.
flavor structure.
We enjoy it.
But does it hold up with the scale?
so far we are okay lah. I think. I hope. I hope.
So I'm sure you guys have a huge ice cream factory.
For the retail, not that big.
Okay.
For inside scoop outlets, not that big. For the retail, yes, it's quite big.
It means
our
Farm
package-
Fresh.
For our packaged ice cream, what we call packaged ice creams.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But for the do you mean they're still made at the retail stores like that?
No, the inside scoop ice cream is made in Ara Damansara.
Oh,
Ara Damansara.
Ara
We have 2
Damansara.
semi-D factories and we make it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how is do you guys absorb some of the cost margin differences in the production of the ice cream? I know like there are premium flavors and there are normal flavors, but I'm assuming that some flavors, for instance, like let's say durian, would be more expensive to make at some point in time and cheaper to make. And do you guys absorb some of that?
We have to, because you can't sell an ice cream based on the price that it costs to make.
Mm.
Right, and there are also challenges. For example, people will think, hey, vanilla should be the cheapest flavor.
Mm.
Actually, vanilla is one of our most expensive flavors.
That's
One
interesting.
kilo of vanilla costs like 1,700 or 1,800, maybe 2,000
Wow.
ringgit now.
The beans, you mean?
The beans, we use real pots. We don't use
Yeah, yeah.
flavoring.
Wow.
We don't use artificial flavoring. So it costs like 1,700, 1,800, 2,000 ringgit even.
So
to
is vanilla premium? Because I never buy vanilla, so I wouldn't
vanilla
know.
is not a premium because it cannot be a premium.
That's why they
People are
call
gonna
plain
go like
vanilla.
plain
mah.
vanilla, you know, plain vanilla.
But you could call it premium vanilla, then you could sell it for...
yeah, but it's what people
The
what
perception,
people
right?
think, perception, right? Perception.
Okay, I want to try the vanilla next time.
Yeah.
So does that mean that you price according to demand then?
To a certain extent, yes. But there is that.
So
and
how
expectations.
would I
But
mean,
you're actually really scrutinizing that few percentage points there.
Yeah. But it's more of curiosity
Yes.
whether what we perceive as premium products are really the most expensive to make, and that's often not the case.
May not be the case.
Okay.
May not be the case.
so because I wouldn't know that, say, unless you just told me like a few
Yes.
seconds ago that vanilla is made from the pods, which I think maybe not everyone knows that vanilla actually is like a
Vanilla
like
pod,
a
because
plant-
most
plant,
people.
right?
So the most challenging part for us when pricing the ice cream is that for vanilla, for example, people
Yeah.
are used to vanillin taste, not vanilla.
Yeah.
And when we use real pods, people go like, "Hey, this is fake vanilla."
Right.
We actually get that, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
actually get that because people are used to vanillin.
Right.
So another one that is quite common is strawberry.
Yeah.
Strawberry, if you think about it, the fruit, there's no taste.
Yeah.
But when you drink strawberry milk, for example, there is a specific taste that you're
yes,
after.
yes.
So that taste is actually a flavor.
You've basically talked about Neapolitan ice cream from Walls, basically, in this scenario.
Yeah, so we grew up with that vanilla or
Yeah.
that strawberry flavor.
fake vanilla.
That strawberry. I hope it's not fair to say that it's fake
Yeah.
right? But it's just that
Artificial,
flavor,
artificial.
that flavor that you want, that
Yeah,
flavor that
yeah,
you
yeah,
want. So
yeah,
when
yeah.
we make a strawberry flavor,
Yeah.
we have a very hard line. So on our ice creams for Inside Scoop, no flavor, no color. So
no flavor.
no flavoring, no coloring.
Oh right. Okay.
So it's a
okay.
very hard line. So
Okay.
it doesn't mean that I want to make strawberry ice cream. I can go and buy a strawberry flavor. It has to be
Oh,
from the real
wow.
fruit.
Right.
So when we
right.
say durian ice cream, you know that you're getting durian, milk, cream, sugar.
sugar. Right.
Like
Right.
those are our ingredients. There's no like durian essence. There's no flavoring. So like when we say pandan ice cream, it's really we go and buy the pandan leaf, wash the filler,
Yeah.
then blend and then like sieve. And then that's
Wow.
pandan ice cream.
Okay,
We
okay,
really
okay.
go to that level. So for us, it's Inside Scoop outlets. The Inside Scoop brand is a very hard line.
Is that
see.
mentioned in your branding? Because I've never noticed it before.
It was, but we realized that people don't really care for it much. So
But
we
you
don't-
guys still care.
we
That's
still
what's
care. So
important.
internally, it's a no-go.
Yeah.
Internally,
Right,
it's
right,
absolutely no-go, and it's easier to use coloring and flavoring, which is
Right.
what the production team wants sometimes. But it's a hard no. So they've tried. The team has tried, and it's always a no.
So they are okay. So,
The operating philosophy is very clear.
so that's your brand, what you stand for.
no-go lah. Totally
Yeah,
no-go.
that's
Hard
what you stand
no-go.
for lah.
Hard no-go. Yeah.
Okay.
Going back to the experimentation phase, so let's say you try pandan ice cream and you grab pandan and then you blend it and you put it
Yes.
into ice cream. To me, there are so many variables, like the type of pandan that you get, the supplier, how fresh it is, and then you put it into the ice cream
Yes.
and it might change from batch
Yes.
to batch, the
Yes.
flavor and all
Yes.
that kind of thing. How do you make
So
sure that it's
for-
consistent?
That's why our product for Inside Scoop, there is some level of variability.
Yep.
There is some variable. So our process at Inside Scoop outlets is closer to gelato. We use gelato techniques, we use gelato ingredients, we use all the science the same as a gelato maker does in Italy. So it's fresh, it's supposed to be made. Ours is not as fresh because gelato, in theory, you make in the morning, you sell today or tomorrow, and then you're done.
Oh.
Ours is like 1 or 2 weeks, right? So there is some level of
Didn't know
variability.
that either.
There is some level of variability. So like for example, durian, season to season, tree
Yep.
to tree, farmer to farmer, also different sugar level different. So we have to adjust.
Right. So is there a science behind
There is
like is there like a machine or whatever?
no,
that
we
comes
actually
out a
calculate
report?
the sweetness and the molecular weight of the products.
Okay. So
We
there's a
actually
science to each flavor.
There is
lah.
a science to each flavor.
So for
Right.
instance,
there is a
if-
science to the recipe formulation.
Right. Okay.
So for instance, if durian has 2% sugar, then you add a little bit more sugar.
We have to balance it out so that the ice cream is always this texture and this consistency. And
How
this
do you
taste.
measure, like, let's say
Sugar.
something simple, sugar?
Sugar, you can use a Brix meter to measure.
Okay.
So there's we do measure our products.
per
Oh.
batch of durians that come in, or
We usually measure the end flavor. That means after we
okay,
make it,
okay,
this
okay.
one requires a bit of adjustment. Okay, we'll make a bit of adjustment.
So
Yeah.
there is a science to measure sweetness and
Yes.
and
Yes. Yes.
milkiness, I guess.
Milky
there-
is fat.
Fat, right?
Fat.
Okay.
But
okay.
fat is quite constant. You don't have to worry about
So
fat.
that's something you can measure as well.
Yes, we have a lactometer. We have a lactoscan that tells you like how much water there is, how much fat there is,
Oh, right.
how much
Oh.
protein there is.
Okay.
do you have any flavor disaster stories?
Well, the story that I like to share the most is I got hate mail for an ice cream before lah.
Okay.
Prior to Grab dominating Malaysian market, we worked with Uber, and when they launched, it was I think Uber Eats. It was the first year that Uber Eats launched, and we delivered 3 flavors for Uber. So one was chocolate. I can't remember the second one. The third one was, I quite like it. Was ahead of its time. It's white truffle chocolate with sea salt.
White truffle
Chocolate. White truffle chocolate ice cream with sea salt.
Oh, okay, wait. The truffle is describing the chocolate, not...
The
No, it's actual
mushroom.
truffle. It's like truffle oil lah. Truffle oil chocolate ice cream with salt. So it's a bit saltish, a bit savory. I quite like it. I really like it.
Yeah.
But we got hate mail for it. So someone actually someone who's one of our fans, I can't remember who, but quite active on our social media page on Facebook. Yes, it was then. Actually, took a picture of one scoop, like one spoon, and then threw in the dustbin and took a picture and felt the need to show the picture to us. This is the worst flavor ever. I love you guys, but this is the worst flavor ever. It was quite what, yeah.
And how did you guys respond to that?
Can't please everyone, no.
Yeah.
I like the flavor. I still like the flavor. Ahead of its time, right? This was like 11 years ago. It was
So
ahead of its time.
Did you reply?
Reply, say sorry. Can we send you something else?
Right,
the
okay.
usual lah. The usual.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was ahead of its time. You put it out now. Everybody loves truffle oil with fries, right?
Yeah.
But with ice cream?
It's good. It's good. Try it. It's good. Don't knock it till you try it.
Fair enough. What about like flavor production horror stories? Are there any? Like you made a batch and it went bad or anything like that?
Got lah, for sure got lah. In and out, got. We have to throw large amounts of ice cream away.
Like how? Like
Wrong measurements, like durian that is sour, because we work with fresh ingredients. We only work with fresh ingredients. So, like talking about pandan, right? Pandan is quite hard to extract.
Yep.
So early days, we were not extracting pandan the right way for large-scale production. So I'm very sensitive to that grassy taste in pandan if you don't extract it right. So we had to throw like hundreds and hundreds of kilos away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pandan is quite hard to extract because it's very high fiber, and then you got to
Right,
sieve
right.
it out, and then you cannot put too much heat. If not, you will oxidize. But if you don't,
Right.
so it's a
wow.
mess. Pandan
So
is
do
a
you
mess.
guys have like, I don't know, call it food science or
Now we have
not chefs,
now
right?
we have QA QC with food science background, but
Yeah.
we used to operate, or we still operate with a lot of chefs.
chefs,
We
right?
have operate with a lot of
Okay.
what
chefs.
kind of chefs?
Pastry chefs?
For ice cream?
Yeah.
Not the one with the
yeah,
wok.
yeah,
right?
But
not
it's
the
just
one with the
flavor, right?
cigarette.
To us, it's just
Oh.
flavor and cake decoration, and yeah.
Freelance or?
No. We have a team of chefs.
Oh, so what do they do on a daily basis?
Make cakes, make toppings, make ingredients, make jams, make sauces.
Production or design?
Production.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, production,
Okay,
not design.
okay.
It's just like a cake house. It's just like a cake,
Right,
it's just like a cake
right,
house.
right.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what goes on behind a ice cream factory. Do you guys do tours?
We do some tours. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we do some tours. We are quite open about how our
The
factory
ice
looks
cream,
like. yeah.
ice cream.
What's the
yeah.
most unexpected thing that people see inside your ice cream factory? Like, what's the most surprising thing that people don't know about ice cream production?
Ice cream melts.
That's not surprising.
You'll be surprised because like when the ice cream come out, you literally have seconds to like pan it up and like put it into a cup and put it into the freezer. But if you take your own time and then it melts, you don't appreciate how fast ice cream melts when you're working with it.
So basically, the surprise is not ice cream melts. The surprise is how
Fast.
kanjong it is inside the
yes,
factory.
yes.
Is it?
Right.
How kanjong is it? Like, give me a
I
visual.
mean, when you put it out, the moment it starts to flatten, then the ice cream is no good already.
so
yeah.
churning. When it stops churning, you have to just bring it out.
You have to bring
yes.
it comes out from a funnel, so you have to extract, you have to pan it, and you have to put it in. So
Right.
everything from like body heat, like your hands are warm, right? You touch the pan, it's melting the ice cream.
Right.
But wouldn't the room be
It's
refrigerated?
cold, it's
and all
cold, but it's not that cold.
Not cold enough.
Because you are warm, right? I hope you are warm, right? Are you warm? Yeah.
that? And so do people like you have to wear jackets and work all day or
No, they just wear a t-shirt and a chef jacket over it, and you're okay.
What's the
Yeah.
temperature?
21 or 18, depending on the day.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
alright. That's not freezing, but ice cream is ice, so like
No, the freezer room is the freezer room. This is the room that they are in working.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, because in my mind, ice cream factory is like I know old
What,
enough.
Charlie in a chocolate factory.
Correct.
Oompa
Willy Wonka.
Loompa, you press button, ice cream come out.
Correct,
I
Willy
wish.
Wonka. That's right.
I wish.
Sorry.
I wish.
No, that's
I
the
wish.
the image
Yes.
I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Most people have.
Yeah.
It's a running joke with some of my suppliers that they supply Oompa Loompas too.
Oh.
They should supply Oompa Loompas too.
Okay, so moving from the counter to the storefront,
Yes.
how have things changed from your 1 and 2 branches to now 70
I think we are at
outlets?
version 3.0 now. We're
Okay.
at version 3.0 now. Color scheme changes, product offering has changed, customer expectations have changed. So our first few stores was a bit hip, like very
Hipster.
roughly put together. We went through an experimental phase. I think version 2.0 at Bangsar was a bit experimental, funky lights. I don't know if you recall, there was a red walkway. It was a bit that. Then after that, we went to more simple, and the latest version that we have now is a bit more pastel, bigger spaces, and very focused on lighting.
What about policies?
Policies evolve with time. But the policy that we still stand today, free tasters for everyone, come and try all you want. Even if you don't buy anything, say thank you. And then also making sure that the customer leaves happy. So that one is still two
So
things that are
The free
important.
tasting one is interesting.
Yes.
How often do you get people who abuse this?
No problem. Please abuse away.
But do you get people who just stay there, have a bunch of flavors, and
No,
then
I don't think so.
So people have a natural kind of paise, lah, is it?
I think if you're going to go there and abuse for the sake of abusing, not many people will do it to begin with. And if you really wanted to do it, it could be other reasons. Maybe you can't afford it or something. Sure, by all means, taste away.
Okay.
I feel very bad tasting, to be honest.
Why?
I after like 3, I was like, okay, I better make up my mind because that guy's
Yeah,
gonna be pissed
natural
at
paise,
me.
lah. This is a natural paise, lah. Yeah. I
problem,
agree with him
taste,
also.
taste
Same.
away, taste away.
And for me,
Huh?
it's the plastic spoons, I don't want to use so
Taste
many
away.
plastic spoons
Taste
also.
away. Yeah.
So, really just curious, right? I guess when you started, to where you guys are today, I'm sure everyone had like a business plan
Yes.
or like an idea of a
Yes.
business plan. lah.
Yes.
How quickly, did that change a lot? Never change or?
Again, you're talking to two investment bankers that were very good at Excel spreadsheets, right?
Yeah,
I can't think of anyone better than me and Derek when it comes to like Excel at that point in time.
Yeah.
Like spreadsheet is a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
But the reality of the business is the reality of the business. So
Correct.
we were able to marry what we saw on a desktop versus how we want to pivot. So I think that was one of our key strengths, and that's where we went lucky.
Okay.
Things that didn't work out, we were able to correct it very quickly, and we weren't stuck in analysis paralysis where A didn't become B, B didn't become C. Like there was no like fixed path. We were happy to like pivot left and right very quickly.
Right,
so
right.
that sort of worked out well for us.
Can you think of a major pivot that you think, that changed the course for you guys?
Nothing major, but a lot of micro adjustments as we go along the way. I think
Example?
we were very clear that our GPS coordinates at the end was there,
Yep.
but maybe the ship didn't steer as quickly. Like first, when we first started, we thought we were never going to go into shopping malls. Then after that, we had to go into shopping malls.
Oh,
we thought that we will be a 5-10 outlet business, and then we'll go back to work or we'll do something else and have other F&B businesses. But we decided to refocus everything into ice cream. So there were instances like that as we went along.
So you started from beginning saying, because I know it was like shop lot
Yes.
kind of setup, right?
Yes.
What was why no shopping malls, and then
The
why
rental
yes shopping
equation
malls?
then was really different. So we weren't sure about the economics. We didn't have that information whether it worked, it wouldn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point because the ice cream is the same price, and this often like perplexes me as well. Products are the same price. KFC is the same price. Inside Scoop is the same price, whether it's in a mall or a shop lot. But we all know that malls. Well, I mean, some of us know that malls have ridiculously high rentals.
They make it up for it with traffic,
Right.
transaction counts.
Right.
Right.
So there was a decision to be not in the mall was purely economics,
Again, we didn't know enough. I would say we didn't know enough before coming to that conclusion, but we thought we wouldn't go in. So having
Okay.
that humility to just pivot, accept, reassess your situation, that was quite important.
So where would that maybe more speaking for as an entrepreneur, like at what point do you realize, okay, I wasn't right about my first assumption? Where's that light bulb moment for you?
We are never black or white, right? Like binary outcomes lead to the dark side.
Yeah.
So we were never binary about it. We were like preferred not to be in malls.
Okay.
So after that, when we were in a good financial position to be able to take that risk,
Right.
then we were more open to that idea.
Okay.
Do you think that's often a pitfall with a lot of entrepreneurs that they're too black and white about
I
what
think
their
so.
goals are?
I think so. There's no
Right.
set path to business because there's so many moving parts.
Yeah.
So we just have to understand the circumstances are, and then see whether you need to look at it again from a different set of lens.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
so maybe you can offer me some insight here, because I have a confession. I've been a loyal Inside Scoop customer for many years.
Yes.
For a brief period of time, for about 2 years, another shop opened up in Uptown called Creme de la Creme.
Yep. CDLC. Yep.
I loved their ice cream,
Yes.
and I was visiting them for a long
Yes.
time until they shut down.
Yes.
What makes the difference when I know, okay, so Creme de la Creme, obviously their flavors are great because I was going there,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's, at the expense of Inside Scoop for about 2 years. What happens in that scenario where, the flavors are good, there are a lot of customers coming in, and yet one branch, it was just one branch, I think, or 2 branches maybe?
When CDLC opened, we were 10, 12 branches.
No, them.
CDLC has 4 or 5, I think.
Now they're
I'm
none.
not sure. I think they have. I can't remember. I think they still have a couple of branches around.
But what makes a difference between someone like Inside Scoop that has now expanded to 70 over outlets and CDLC, which flavors are great, but they are locked into...
I can't comment much about what CDLC did right or wrong, but we
Mhm.
just focus on ourselves on what we do right now. So for us, it's making sure the customer leaves happy, the product is what you want, and we continue to stay relevant. Those
Okay.
are the things that we can focus
So
on. I can't focus on what they do wrong, you know what I mean?
Fair enough. But let's say for something as simple as the customer always leaves happy,
Yep.
and yet maintaining a certain level of profitability per branch or,
Yes.
or whatever it is, that kind of stuff needs strong policy reinforcement.
Strong, I would say strong philosophy. The philosophy must be strong. The policy will have to evolve with time.
Okay.
The operating philosophy must be right. Because we want to be here, our success metric is we want to be here 10 years from now. We want to be mentioned in the same line as the 2 premium brands internationally.
Yep.
It has evolved to we want to stay relevant 10 years from now. That is
Mm.
just that. That is just that. We recognize that, again, back to your earlier question on like 9 out of 10 F&B outlets open and close in the first year. We cannot control what the competition does. There's always going to be someone new.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be someone new. But there are things that is going to be timeless. And as we evolve as a mature brand, we just have to be timeless.
How?
Relevancy. Relevancy.
Stay relevant.
Because there's always going to be someone younger, newer, fresher into
Yeah.
then, right? So you just
Yeah.
have to accept that that's going to happen. And when it happens, you have to just address it as quickly as we can. So
Right.
hopefully it's not people leave you because they don't like your products anymore. There's someone new, but it's good for us because the overall ice cream category becomes bigger. lah.
So maybe
There's going to be natural churn in anything. Natural churn.
Yeah.
Churn.
I mean, since you talk about being relevant, so one of the things that we talk with our entrepreneur clients is balance sheet management. We're saying that it's equally, if not more important,
Yep.
than your P&L and your cash flow. And we realize that entrepreneurs most of the time focus on, say, example in your case, like growing branches, making sure your QC is there, pleasing customers,
Yep.
economics to make sure that there is enough cash flow
Yes.
per outlet. So when you talk about staying relevant, sometimes you're right, like you said, low barriers to entry, new guy will come in and so on and so forth.
Yes.
So what strategies do you guys think about employing strategies on your balance sheet for when let's say a relevance, you're refining your relevance, does that come into your strategy?
It's kind of like playing poker, right? You got to have enough chips to make sure you're in the game long enough.
Correct,
Mhm.
correct,
Right? So if your balance sheet is not strong, if you play 2 hands and you're out.
correct.
So having that staying power is and being able to take that bet as opportunities come along is important, and that's where balance sheet has to come in.
Right.
I can't fire all my bullets in one hand and then take a roll, right?
It's
That's
all in,
gambling.
all
That's
in.
gambling, right?
Right,
That's not playing poker. That's gambling.
Yeah.
So we do take bets, but we cannot afford to gamble. So that's gambling is about a bit of an emotional bit, right? Hey, I want to shove all in just because I think that it's going to work. But
Correct,
there is some
correct.
science behind that risk taking that we.
So do you guys have like a strategy? Maybe I'm not sure. At some point in time when you were growing or through a
Yes.
growing phase, was there someone who watched that balance sheet portion as well?
I am a very strict. I'm a very strict financial person, so it has to make a lot of financial sense to us.
Okay.
It must. We're always guided by EBITDA. We're always guided by making sure that we have a good runway. We have to make sure that we never bet the house on one particular bet, and if it is, we must make sure that we mitigate it well. But very seldom we will take that. Not very seldom. We will almost never take that risk.
Yeah.
We'll almost never take that risk. And if we want to take that risk, we will find someone to share the risk together with us. For example, that's one of the reasons why we decided to raise money from Farm Fresh,
Yeah.
because we wanted to take a different tangent to
Yeah.
go into packaged goods.
So
The ability to take that bet, we cannot risk the entire Inside Scoop group to take that particular bet, and that's why we decided to work together with Farm Fresh, so that we have the balance sheet to go and make that particular bet to go and expand into packaged goods and consumer goods.
Okay.
But what about diversifying beyond the business? Do you guys do that in the sense of like your investments? Because I mean, one of the things that we preach at EquitiesTracker is also like your business might have ups and downs. Do you want to kind of diversify to put money somewhere else?
At some point in time, we looked at Inside Scoop being the one of our brands, and then we diversify into other F&B businesses. So we have it as a platform. That means we have a company that has multiple F&B. So we decided over time that it's better to focus on ice cream, and that's just the way it is for Inside Scoop, right? And our diversification is into packaged ice cream as opposed to into other F&B brands.
Right. But what about managed cash finances, that kind of thing? Like into FD or into...
We don't have that much cash sitting around. Cash should be deployed. Cash, my famous, one of our ex-boss used to say, right, Derek, cash got no multiple, right? Cash got no multiple. Cash shouldn't be on your balance sheet, right? And you shouldn't be making, as a business, you shouldn't be making money from like, I don't know, dividends or like making money from investments, right? As a business, you're making from the business. Yeah.
But then when you... Okay, so can I understand like the buffer that you guys have when you have to do an expansion and stuff like that? That does mean that some cash will be sitting within your system, right?
Yes.
So let's say you go from 3 outlets to 7 outlets. Where does that money come from? Like the 4 outlets that you have to fund now?
First, there's some self-funding. The business self-funds itself to a certain extent. And when at that point in time, we had to put money in on the, I think 4th or 5th or 6th outlet, I can't remember. So we put more money in.
Right.
So you get self-funded lah.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Was that like another all-in moment kind of thing, or or it was less? It was more comfortable.
It was another calculated risk because that 6 outlet or 7 outlet worked quite well.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but it was to fund the entry into shopping malls. So there we did a small fundraising to be able to take that bet.
How many fundraisings have you guys done already?
We basically, the first few phases was all me, Derek, and Shuli, right? Just
Up until how many branches?
I can't remember the timeline, but it was to enter into shopping malls now. When we got when we decided to enter the shopping malls, we raised some money to be able to have less pressure on us.
Yeah.
Yes. It wasn't a big fundraising. It wasn't a big fundraising. It was just all friends and family.
Was that for that particular outlet only?
No. It was as a group.
As a group.
We structured it so that it's very clean. There's no conflict of interest. You only look at these outlets that you own 100%. No. We made it very clear that I made it very clear that I don't want any conflict of interest whatsoever. Similar to how we deal with Farm Fresh, we want to be very clean, 100% accountable across the entire division, so that the management team is not caught in any politics whatsoever. Yeah.
Of course.
That's a very clean slate that you're operating your business on.
We operate very traditionally and very conventionally, right?
In what sense?
That means there's no funky structures around.
Right.
This outlet is owned by these investors. That one, no, we don't have that. So it's just pure 100%. If we make money, we make money as a whole.
That's a conscious decision.
That's a conscious decision.
Right.
Always, I don't want any distractions because it's going to be very minimal anyway. If it's not going to work, you're going to have a lot of problems anyway. So I rather focus my energy on the problem as opposed to a shareholder problem.
Right.
But then with someone coming in to invest with you guys, does that change the dynamic now? Because now it's no longer
very small. They were very small percentage anyway. At the very worst case, if I needed, I could have bought them out.
Okay.
We could have bought them out. But the point was diversification and risk sharing, right?
Would you say your experience as an investment banker, where you deal with businesses as well, gave you a lot of insights into how you want it to be done?
It put us in a position where we had the chance to see more things that went wrong and right, and then we were able to put that experience into what we do.
Right.
Yeah. So we were lucky in the sense that we were able to see a lot of things in and out. A lot of experiences there.
Right.
So what were some of the pre-mistakes that you saw that you said, okay, we're never going to do this?
Conflict, right? Shareholder conflicts, right? So that was pretty big to me. It's still pretty big to me to make sure that I'm accountable we are accountable to all our stakeholders, customers being one, staff being number two, staff being number one, customer being number two, and shareholders being number three. So we need to make sure that structure is still in place, because when there's something wrong with the business, it's going to be a customer
Like
or
from
staff
your
problem.
previous experience, what have you seen that you guys definitely want to avoid? That's why these are certain
Yeah,
rules that
also
we set.
shareholder conflict. Do I want to be spending all my time on shareholder conflict as opposed to solving a customer problem, which is what the business should be about?
Yeah.
So if I'm solving a customer problem, I'm solving a staff problem, I should be spending more time on that rather than spending a lot of time on the shareholders, right?
Correct.
It's funny that you use shareholder conflict as a starting point, because, I mean, I'm just trying to devil's advocate, right? I'm trying to play the Derek, looking at two of you and Shuli being a couple who weren't married yet, going into a business together. Wouldn't Derek have some concerns about that at the
You have to
start?
trust, trust, right? All starts with trust, right? Not to say there's no conflict. There's always going to be conflict.
Of course, yeah.
But conflict, you just need to, number one, decide whether you want to be at the table to talk or not. So if you want to be at the table to talk, we talk it out lah, duke it out lah. If you don't want to be at the table to talk, then you just walk away and let the person run all you want. No? So I do have other businesses where we have conflicts, and both approach also has happened. So there are businesses where we had to walk away from because it was just not healthy, and I'm like, okay lah, y'all do what y'all want, and I just walk away and just keep quiet lah. I don't say anything anymore lah. Y'all just do whatever y'all want, and I have to be in a position to be able to walk away lah.
Yeah.
Right. And I have to take the loss when it's served up to me. Okay lah, I rather do that than to be stuck in a situation where it's so distracting for me. Yeah.
It's
very clear. You can see by now that my structure in life is quite similar. I'm like, so I don't like a lot of distractions. I don't like a lot of things, and I like the structure to be fairly clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also like to maintain buffers, so you have the ability to say no.
I have the ability to say no, thank you lah. When I have to walk, so like for example, in a very unhappy shareholder situation in some of our investments, I have the ability to walk away because I don't really need that return, or I'm happy to take that loss lah. I feel that loss costs less than my brain power or my emotional loss.
Distraction.
That is a distraction.
So would you say that's one of the key things for entrepreneurs is to be very clear what you don't want to be distracted
Hard to
with?
prescribe that advice, but it works for me lah. That's my point of view. I think that it works for me.
Because some people will struggle with the buffers available to them for that comfort level.
Yes.
And they would be forced to say...
It's a very different set of circumstances.
Yeah.
Right? We were very lucky in the sense that we worked in Singapore for a very long time. We had good savings. Again, Singapore dollar went from 1.9 when we started working to 3.1 when we left.
started working with 1.9.
Or 2.0. You know, we were very lucky in that position.
Any calling to go back to Singapore?
No, I look at Singapore. I look at life as just a journey lah. When it's there, it's there.
Right.
Like, do I miss Singapore? Yes, I do. But I also like it here in Malaysia. I was also in the US for a while.
Right.
So, no.
So do you guys have outlets in Singapore? I'm just curious.
We had outlets in Singapore, but we had to shut it down. Didn't really work out for us.
Okay.
Tell us about that.
We opened the outlet right after COVID, 2021, I think, or 2022. Experienced the boom and then the bust very quickly, so it didn't work out. Yeah, we lost a lot of money there. But I have to try lah.
I'm very curious why you couldn't replicate what you did in Malaysia and Singapore.
Why? I think it's a very different economic situation, very different economics for the business.
In terms of rental being a lot
competitive.
higher.
Rental, labor, different challenges. It's just a different set of fundamentals.
Okay.
What were some of the was it
We found
purely
that
economics?
1-2 outlets you could have made money, but you couldn't scale. It was not big enough to scale. The market wasn't big enough to scale.
In Singapore, it was good for 1 or 2 outlets, but
I think
you
one or two owner operated businesses, like, you'll be okay, you make decent living, but you wouldn't be able. You have to go to the next level where you have to scale very big.
Yep.
Then only it makes sense. But for us, it's an ice cream shop. How much can your revenue per store be? It's very low, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's very hard to hire talent. It's very hard to have economics of scale.
Is
But
it because
is
they're more
this-
health conscious or something? Or?
No. It's just the store revenue is very low. There's not enough scale. Like, you can't build the business big.
It's not enough scale because of the
sales is low per store.
Sales
You
is
can't
low.
hire talent because you got no dollar amount. You can't hire talent. You see.
Right. So when you say talent, meaning
Like, let's say because we were here, you obviously cannot be there as well.
Yeah.
So we had opportunity cost, and I didn't want to travel.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do very well, we had to like hire very expensive general managers and all that stuff, and that 3 or 4 store couldn't support it. But we were there running, so it was like caught in no man's land. We were caught in no man's land. Yeah.
So
And
that means what you're trying to say is that it has to be locally and entrepreneur led. kind of thing.
for that period in time that Singapore, when we
Right.
started Singapore lah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm very curious as to what makes Inside Scoop work in Malaysia and not in Singapore, and how that applies to, let's say,
We
Indonesia
were very
or
lucky
Thailand.
because it was the right time. It was
Yep.
very lucky we were the right time. You start again today, as I said, I don't think it will be as lucky. So we were very lucky at that point in time. Again, I'm very grateful for all the opportunity that we had. So luck plays a very important part, and also just timing. I think it's timing. Yeah,
You caught the ice cream boom,
we caught the F&B boom at the earlier phases.
and you maintained a very high standard for your brand that lasted up
Throughout,
until today.
Yeah.
Whereas in Singapore, you have to establish a new brand.
And it was already very competitive.
Right.
Yeah, it was already very competitive. There's a lot of
Okay.
artisanal shops throughout Singapore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
That makes sense.
So would this kind of event say, oh, you know what, maybe we may not venture overseas? Or
Yes
is
and
there-
no, yes and no. So for us, we decided to, again, we have to try. So we shouldn't ever be caught up in what we call, or what people talk about, the innovator's dilemma. We have to continue rolling the dice. So we had a good balance sheet, and we were able to take that risk and able to write it off. Similar to the risk that we decided to take now, packaged goods. So it's another risk that we're just going ahead, and we tried our hand on it. Yeah.
How have things changed since the Farm Fresh?
A bit busier than expected. So the popular myth is that Shuli and I are sipping martinis on a private yacht somewhere. Actually, a lot of the proceeds that we raised from Farm Fresh actually went into the company. So we are busier than ever. So we do a lot of. It's a totally different business from running an ice cream outlet. So I'm in a large factory now making packaged ice creams. It's
Yeah.
different. It's a different skill set. It's a different
Yeah.
skill set. The team and the dynamics are quite different. So we're just on the learning curve and trying our best there. Yeah.
How different is the artisanal?
Artisanal
ice
is
cream?
we send ice cream to the outlet, and the sales channel is very important, right? The person that scoops it, the experience is good. For packaged ice cream, it's about consistency, high quality, and then cold chain and distribution. So
Right,
it's quite
right, right.
fundamentally quite a different business.
But from the production standpoint, the factory
Different,
is it
very different.
also
as well.
very
Very
different?
different as well.
So
Think about it as you like curry chicken, right? Think about it. One is like a Chinese restaurant that you eat curry, a restaurant that cooks a large bag of chicken, and then every time you order curry chicken, I open the packet and then I heat up for you and I cook it and I finish it off.
Yeah.
Versus a factory that cans chicken
Yeah.
in a can.
Yeah.
Is that scale different? Two also curry chicken, but one is like
Yeah.
industrial and one is like.
So is it is maybe the challenge consistency?
Consistency is definitely a big issue.
That's the
because we are
biggest
making-
challenge?
We're making, I don't know, 10 times the volume easily in the factory, in the big factory compared to the small one.
Yeah.
Actually more than 10 times. We're making 10 times the volume, yeah.
Right. Okay.
And is it a kind of new business excitement again?
Yeah, definitely.
New business.
Definitely. So busier than ever. Spending a lot more time traveling because the factory is quite far away.
Yeah.
But quite exciting, quite fun.
So where's this factory again? You mentioned?
It's in Taiping. Yeah.
Taiping.
Yeah. It's in
Why
Taiping.
Taiping?
Because Farm Fresh has a spare factory, some spare space there when we were doing this.
Oh right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Also, the factory is in Taiping,
Yes.
and from there it gets delivered
Yes.
nationwide.
Yes. That's why scheduling is a bit hard.
Yeah.
Because
I
I'm
mean,
there 3 days a week, 2 or 3 days a week.
I didn't know that.
it's it rains there quite often. It's quite a
Yes.
nice place.
Yes.
Very nice place. I love it.
Yeah.
So you guys does the whole family commute? or-
No. So I'm there most Tuesdays and Wednesdays I'm there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the rest of your family, including Shuli, stay.
Yeah, everyone
stay
is here. Everyone is here. So I go up on Monday evening or Tuesday morning and I come back Wednesday night.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
I think we have a lot of what we asked for with this interview. I guess the one thing that I wanted to kind of just like tie this interview up with is you've been working with your ex-girlfriend and now your wife for better part of 15 years now?
12 years, 13 years.
13 years.
12 years, yeah.
How's that experience been? Ups and downs?
I love it actually. I don't think, or I hope she echoes the same view. I don't think I'll be able to do. I don't think that we would have got the results that we have today without working with her, because she's quite tolerant of me, obviously. But when she's working on something, I don't have to worry about it, and vice versa. So I feel that she covers my 6 very well, and I hope that I do the same for her. Or I'm pretty sure I do the same for her. Putting words in her mouth. So yeah, for sure, it's worked out very well for us. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And having gone through the gauntlet now of childbearing and raising a kid,
Yes.
how did you guys balance that out with the work commitments that you guys had?
We,
as well?
we also have a very good structure at home.
Right.
My parents are very supportive. They live across the road from us.
Oh,
consciously,
okay.
we decided
Yep.
to live across the road from them. So we have a very good support structure when it comes to the kids. For example, like now I'm able to travel to Taiping like every week because there is a good structure at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we have a lot of help from everyone. Yeah.
Are there any principles that apply to both family life and office and developing a good business?
I do guard my time quite closely,
Mhm.
so I don't do a lot of like again, sorry for scheduling and all that stuff. I do guard my time quite preciously, so I have very strict times on what I want to do and what I don't want to do. So for example, early morning between 6 to 8 or 9 o'clock, I basically won't do any work. I'll get my exercise in, I'll send the kids to school. And then there is also a period in the evenings when I'm in KL that I just don't want to be disturbed, like 5:30 to 8 o'clock. I just won't take anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, though.
No problem.
You know, for spending the time.
Thanks so much,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really insightful.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have any businesses that you guys want to see on the show, please hit us up in the comments.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Thank
and,
you.
We'll
see you
in the
next
next one.
episode. Bye.
Thanks,
Happy Chinese New Year.
bye. What if it comes out?